Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today's going to be another Disney video, but it'll be pretty short. So, as you can probably tell from the title, I'm going to talk about a little bit about what's going on with Disney World right now. Well, less about what's going on with Disney World and how it's going to affect us with our trip coming up in December. And we'll make another video about this a little more in-depth when I can have Anna here with me, so we can both talk about it. One of the reasons I want to talk about it by myself right now is because Anna's at the point still, because we just got all this information within the last few days, but she's still having trouble coming to grips with everything that's going on with it. So as of right now, today's Saturday, May 20 or May 30th or May 29th or whatever it is. I think it's 29th. And so just a couple of days ago on Wednesday, Disney World went and presented their plans for reopening to the task force for the reopening of the, I can't remember the name of the task force. It's about reopening the economy in Orlando and in Florida, and which was then approved by the mayor. And I think as of today or yesterday, I believe it's also been approved by the governor. So Disney World is officially opening back up. They're going to be opening back up the Disney Vacation Club, or DVC, resorts on June 22nd. They're going to open Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom on July 11th. And I believe some of the other regular resorts, I don't know that for sure. I don't have that information. But then Epcot and Hollywood Studios are going to open back up on July 15th. Now, the reason that I wanted to make this video, I just kind of wanted to mention that real quick, but the reason I wanted to make this is there are a lot of safety measures going in place that are going to affect if we still end up going on our trip, because at this point, with all the safety measures in place, it's really up in the air right now as to whether we're going to be able to go. If we do end up going, it's going to look a lot different. So here's the thing. The safety measures that are in place, which we don't have a problem with any of the safety measures. We do know why they're there. But it is going to make it really, really hard for us to go. So at this point, we have not yet bought our, or renewed rather, our annual passes. We were waiting to do that until our trip was closer, so that we can make sure that our annual pass would run into our next trip that we're going to take for the 50th anniversary next year, next October, hopefully. And so we hadn't bought them yet. And at this point, Disney has put a pause, or a freeze rather, however you want to say it, on the purchase of new tickets, like day tickets and stuff like that, as well as the purchase of annual passes. So at this point, we can't buy our annual passes. You know, even if we were to have enough money with the next paycheck that we're getting, which we should, we as of right now can't buy our annual passes. So even if we do go in December, unless that has changed by then, we won't be able to go into the parks. We would literally just be in the resort and we wouldn't be able to do anything. So if that doesn't change, and we're still not able to buy our annual passes or get tickets at that point, then we're going to have to cancel the trip. But I think that'll change by the time it gets here. That's still 6 months from now. So a lot could change by then. But the biggest thing for us, there's two things that are the biggest things for us. One is that one of our biggest things that we want with this trip is we want to be able to meet all the characters, because we want Aiden to meet all the characters, because we want the pictures of him meeting the characters. We want those memories for him, but we also just want to see him react to the characters. That's one of our favorite things. And as of right now, from what it seems like, he would not be able to actually go up to the characters. He wouldn't be able to go up and hug the characters, or even really go up and fully meet them, which is, to us, is just not fair to him, for us to subject him to that, to be like, oh, hey, look over here, it's Buzz, one of your favorite characters ever. Oh, no, you can't go up and meet him, you have to stay back here. We don't want to put him through that, if that's how it's going to be. So, and like I said, we completely understand why all these rules are in place. We know that. And then the second biggest thing is the mask policy. Now, being is that we both work in retail, we both work at a Walmart, we don't necessarily have a problem with the mask policy. We have now, at this point, gotten used to wearing a mask every day for multiple hours in a day, because we, as Walmart employees, are required to. And so we don't have a problem with it for ourselves. But at first, when they first were announcing the plans for reopening, one of the things that they were talking about was the mask policy was going to be any guest ages 3 and up was required to wear a mask. And so we were like, okay, that's fine. Aiden won't have to wear a mask. He'll only be 2. They've now changed that so that now the mask policy is anybody that's 2 and up. So Aiden would have to wear a mask. And so if that doesn't change by the time that our trip comes around, we're going to give it until the 60-day mark, which would be end of September, beginning of October. And so we're going to leave it give it until then. And if that policy hasn't changed, then we're going to have to cancel our trip. Now, why is that? I don't know if any of you have ever tried this, but trying to get a 2-year-old to keep a mask on their face without messing with it and pulling it off and getting real mad at it is a chore unto itself. It is nearly impossible. Like at this point, you can't get anything onto Aiden's face. He doesn't like anything near his face. He doesn't even really like wearing hats. You have to distract him in order to get him to wear a hat. And so if our trip comes around, or our 60-day mark comes around, and they still have that policy in place where anybody 2 and up has to wear a mask, we're going to have to cancel it because we are not going to be able to get him to keep a mask on. Like, we can keep working with him all we want, but as near as we can tell at this point, he's not going to keep a mask on. So yeah, I just kind of want to make a short video, just kind of letting you all know where we stand with our next trip and everything. We will be going back at some point, but as of right now, it may or may not be in December. I am hopeful that we will still be able to go on this trip, even if we have to shorten a little bit because it's scheduled for 11 days, and Anna and I have talked about it, and if we have to shorten it to like 7 days, we will do that. But as of right now, we don't know. I am hopeful because that's the type of person I am. That's why Anna and I work together so well. I am an eternal optimist. She is an eternal pessimist. So I am hopeful that we'll be able to go. Anna is just worried that we won't be able to. So it kind of balances out. But like I said, we will see, and we'll go a little bit. I might sit, once Anna is able to sit down in the videos with me again, I'll go a little bit more in depth into it, and we'll kind of talk about it and see where we stand. So that might be a little closer towards when our trip is actually supposed to be. So that may not be for another couple of months. But yeah, thank you all for kind of bearing with me. Hopefully next week it'll be my video will be a little more fun. It won't be about possibly not being able to go on our vacation or anything like that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you all here next week. But until then, don't forget to thank the Phoenicians.